after the show of shame at the People's Democratic Party's headquarters on Tuesday. Armed police operatives sealed off the national headquarters of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, at Udenta Plaza, Gariki. The security personnel, deployed in multiple patrol vans, took positions around the complex in the early hours of the day, restricting movement in and out of the premises. Staff members, journalists, and party supporters who arrived for routine activities were turned back by officers who said they were acting on orders from above. The development comes amid a widening leadership tussle within the opposition party, with rival factions laying claim to the control of the National Working Committee. Joining us on this show to discuss the PDP rival clash at their headquarters on Tuesday, what the way forward for the party should be, is Udenta, a political strategist and founding National Secretary of the Alliance for Democracy. Good morning, Udenta, and thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Thank you, Dr. Barry. Thank you, Ayo and Vimbai, and hello to Nigerians. Before I proceed, I learned from multiple sources that some guys have been having fun in Lagos some time back, and Dr. Barry, you're implicated. Those of us in Abuja, do we have any plan for us? Congratulations on your birthday.
Thank you.
I join millions of Nigerians to congratulate you. You've done a lot for the country and still doing a lot for the country.
Thank you. Well, as a man who was part of the AC, the AD before then, ACN later, and part of APC, it looks like you must be happy that the PDP seems to be imploding, failing, and that the APC is doing well, and that your former ally, well, I use the word former ally advisedly, looks set to get a second term in office. Do you agree with my description?
A quick correction to that description, just a short historical accuracy. I was a founding National Secretary of Alliance for Democracy, and President Bola Tinubu was a member of the party. He became governor of Lagos State in 1999. I left AD, in early 2001 as the Secretary of the Board of Trustees. Since then, I've never joined a single political party. I never was part of AC. I never was part of ACN. I never was part of an APC. Indeed, I've done more projects over the intervening years and decades for the PDP, faction of the ruling elite more than the other dimension. AD was a special construction with civic mindedness. Remember the combustible period in 1998 to 99 with the death of Abacha and the death of Abiola, the idea to have a fresh start, a jump start for the country, already an international pariah state. How do we reset it? Resetting it, we set it for pyrotechnical, transfer of power in 99. We didn't want that. We wanted restructuring. We wanted something much more fundamental, but we got what we got. And the Alliance for Democracy was ideologically sound and philosophically grounded. APC is just a special purpose vehicle, cobbled together by those hunting for power. And eventually they got the power in 2015, but couldn't manage it from 2015 to 2025, 10 odd years. I do not agree with the assessment that all is said for the president, to get his re-election on the platter of God. No. What is going on is that the government, like I said, in this studio, several other studios, panicked. That's why they injected this politics of transition well ahead of time. From the timetable, I don't know whether it is verified, we've seen the election will likely be February 2027. This is clear, a year and a half or more. But by trying to do one thing, implode the guardrails of democratic governance, shut down civic spaces, harass the media through cyber laws and other multiplication of extant regulations and rules, suppress labor considerably, and dismantle multi-party democracy, the government-owned calculation theory of the case is that the president will win, but it's not going to happen. You see, PDP is losing a lot of governors. Other parties are doing a lot of governors, a lot of leaders, and so on. That doesn't matter. What matters is that in 2023, a man called P2B, without a governor, a senator, a rep, is a warning for the elite of this country. Broke through from anonymity. And many still claim today whether he won the election or not is still in dispute. 2027 will be an alliance of the people of this country. For me, PDP being the biggest of the opposition parties should lead that alliance at the end of this moment of crisis and get the civic-minded Nigerians and civic agencies to come together to do what? Levy a war on the 1%. The president and his team represent the 1%. Predators. I say this severally, they are gorging, even over-gorging on political food. Appetite is insatiable, so they're flatulent, and obese. So they will disgorge what they've eaten because the people, we hold them accountable. 2027 will not be an aspirational time for APC and the president. It will be a moment of reckoning. What have you accomplished in terms of building and sustaining democracy, fighting terrorism, the issues of Christian genocide? The country actually disintegrates before. Scientifically, Nigeria is almost a fair state. Poverty still ravaging the land. These are the issues that we determine 2027. Okay. But if I come back to the case you made now, okay.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, I deliberately wanted to know where you stand now. Because you work with us.
Oh, sure, that's nice.
During the Jonathan administration. But now that the PDP is imploding,
of course I did.
Politicians, they can be here today, they can be there tomorrow. So I wanted to know whether you have also protected.
In the street sense of it, I'm not even consider myself a classical politician. That's why I don't have a party card. If I've had a party card from 2021 from 2001 to date, I would have had a lot more advantage and patronage. Maybe I could have been the governor of my state, Enugu. Maybe I could have been a minister, ambassador. I don't want all that. I believe in division of labor. There are governors, there's a president, there are ministers, there are ambassadors, there are people like you and I who have our own solid role in society. Our voice is strong and powerful and impactful too. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing as a strategist, as a thinker, as a public intellectual. Now, when it comes to the PDP crisis, I want us to make distinctions. One, crises that are internal to a party are organic crises in every human formation, in every human organization, in every human institution. Crisis or conflict is even an opportunity for a party to grow, for individuals to grow, for organizations to grow. But the PDP crisis is unending for a simple reason. There's an external force, an intrusive external agency right into the heart of this mix. That is why, as he struggled to rebuild the party at its ranks and grow even the brand, that the standard agency in the shape and form of the president, the presidency, and APC to diminish the party. Because the PDP is almost as even spread as APC, maybe more. If you stop PDP in its track, they feel that they can contain ADC, contain Labour, contain SDP, possibly the new emergent ADA. Now, break it down, the conflict in the party, the intra-party, the factional fighting. Yes, it is there well deposited. The brouhaha at Wadata Plaza. But me, I want to do an institutional analysis. The role of public institutions in this crisis. Number one, INEC. INEC has a mandate to be clear and unequivocal about its stand on the crisis of leadership in the PDP. INEC doesn't have to rely on the courts to determine what it wants. The issue of a Ekiti State primary election was an indication that INEC doesn't accept Abdul Rahman. Then, as the acting chairman of the party, the letter is in public domain. It's a genuine letter. That means INEC has accepted.
No, go ahead, please.
Ambassador Damagu as the chairman of the party. Yes, as the chairman of the party, if that is so, did INEC accept the suspension of the 4 members of the NWC by the Damagun-led NWC that he has accepted as the leader of the party before the convention? INEC has not spoken. INEC went to Oyo to tell the judge that it would not be comfortable for it to do what? Monitor or observe the convention. The judge ruled that wait for me until after the convention, I will give you an answer to your question. That means INEC has a mindset about whether to go or not to go. He didn't need a court to say, go, he must go. A court said, don't go. A court said, go. He chose the one of don't go. INEC should speak today.
All right.
Professor Mopitan should speak today.
All right, Professor.
Should speak today that...
Yeah. Professor
should speak today about leadership of the party.
Yes, Professor Udenta. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I have to just interrogate.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I have to interject at this point, but I hope you still continue. Just to ask, INEC, you've said that INEC is one of the reasons why we've seen the PDP implode, as well as interference by external influence. I would imagine you mean the APC or the ruling party. What should the PDP now do? Because I'm sure they also have this information that you have, that there are certain elements working against them. Despite all this, what can the PDP do to ensure that this doesn't lead to their total demise?
that what the party has to do is what the party is already doing. To the best of my knowledge, the leadership of the party that under Ambassador Damagu wrote to INEC, we have suspended 4 members of the working committee. We are proceeding with our convention in Ibadan. The date has been set. You monitored all our meetings, 3 NEC meetings. We prepared this together with you. We gave you 21-day notice. We want you to respond to us based on your legal understanding of the issue. What this crisis is all about, to your own understanding, because INEC can call a meeting of political parties tomorrow, including PDP. Who will INEC invite? That's what the party wants INEC to tell the world. INEC's silence is not golden anymore. That silence will not wait for the cause to finally determine the leadership crisis in the party. It is INEC that will determine which section of the party, segment of the party, so-called faction of the party that is genuine. If INEC fails to do that, the party can't do beyond what it is doing. Public consciousness, public mobilization, conscientization of people there. That's why they went to the secretariat of the party to hold their meeting. And that's a story for another day. If you take the issue of INEC out of the matter and the PDP strategy to engage the public space in terms of information depositing, you come to the second layer, the police. The new chairman of the party produced at the Ibadan Convention, Tamini Turaki San, led his ESCO to the FCT police command to levy a complaint that some characters want to come and take over the secretariat in the name of a party that was not sanctioned by the party. If police are sure that nothing of such will happen, they will take care of business. The following day, the Anyangu faction were there 5 a.m. with the police watching them. So the police too is complicit in the crisis, because if he had shut the place down, even before this brouhaha and the crisis erupted, possibly Nigeria could be spared that spectacle. But he didn't. They allowed a faction in. After telling the chairman of the party, they will not do such a thing. And they sprayed tear gas, over 200 canisters on sitting governors, former governors, leaders of the party. And I know what happened to Chibok almost 2 decades plus ago. Tear gas in Kano. He couldn't survive it. Under the supervision of a certain DCP. That is the police. Now I come to the third most problematic of the matters. The role of the Minister of FCT, Honorable Nyesom Wike. I want to use this opportunity to talk to Nigerians through you guys. Let Wike be. Wike this, Wike that is not important and not helpful. Wike is not an autonomous administrative force, an autonomous political force, an autonomous governance force. He's a dependent force answerable to the President of the Federal Republic, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Appointed by him in a unique sense that the president owns the FCT. He's the minister of FCT. By law, he can appoint anybody to supervise it for him. So that Wike went to Wadata Plaza, he went on behalf of the president. It was the president who was at Wadata Plaza, not Wike. If Wike calls you guys in the media to hold a press conference, or press conferences or briefings, it is not him. It is the president holding the briefings. That is what the law says. If the issues threat on people, it's the president issuing the threat on people, because it's answerable to the president. There's a paper I have here I will not have time to read. Let it be made public. It's a codification of extant public service rules, service rules, regulations, protocols of behavior.
And Professor,
the chief of staff of the president is a gatekeeper.
That's right, Professor.
Listen to me, please. He's a gatekeeper.
I'm glad.
He's a gatekeeper. And gatekeeping means every minister.
I'm glad, I'm going to allow you on your train of thought. I just want to add a few points for you to elaborate on as you continue to share your thoughts. I'm really glad that you're highlighting sort of the institutional weaknesses that have allowed this crisis to fester and to explode and implode simultaneously in the manner in which we saw earlier in the week. There's enough blame to go around. So, as you continue to analyze where the institutional weaknesses or institutional failures contributed to the crisis that we saw or that we continue to see, I would also love for you to sum it up by giving us your take as to who you think holds legitimacy within the PDP at the moment, because as things stand, it's quite confusing because you have the Turaki faction, but INEC was not present when that election happened. But then you have the Abdul Rahman faction writing to INEC and not being recognized. It's so confusing. So where do you think legitimacy currently lies within the PDP?
Okay. I'll come to that. I'll finish my train of thought and I'll come to your question.
Thank you.
The chief of staff of the president is a gatekeeper. He keeps the gate for the president, for the ministers, for advisors, For ambassadors, whenever they wake up from the slumber and indolence and appoint one. For chairman of corporations and commissions, that's the job of the chief of staff. Every minister speaks for the president upon clearance by the office of the president between the office of the chief of staff. Every minister is supervised or monitored, evaluated by Hadiza Balosman, whose job is to do that in the presidency. Text of press briefings and conferences of a minister must be vetted by the presidency, as is sometimes dictated to by the presidency. If he holds a public function, Nyesom Wike, for example, any other minister for that matter, he does so for the president. So his role in the PDP crisis is for the president, it's not for him. In 2010, a certain Bala Mohammed became a minister from APP. He eventually left and joined PDP. It was good the president appointed Nyesom Wike as a minister in 2020 from PDP. Gracefully, she moved to APC and joined the president who he was re-elected. It is that external intrusive force, not by Wike as a person, but under the directive, under the urgence, under the pushing of the president and the presidency. There's no institutional failure or weakness or failings in this regard. It's a deliberate institutional choice to weaponize INEC in vagueness and sense of ambiguity. To answer that part of your question, you know that Damagun was the chairman of the party. You know, notice has been sent for the Badr Convention. You know to what it was given. It is not compulsory or legally compelling for INEC to come to, but at all. Final scenario there. You hold a convention, you produce a leader. Other courts said you shouldn't hold a convention. The matter will be litigated in court. That's why we're a nation of laws and not men. PDP believe that they triumph at the end of the day when the legal clarity must have shown that currently Tanimu Turaki San is the current chairman of the party, leading the new NWC. But the overall problem and crisis have remained. But if you have an internal crisis in a party, you resolve your crisis internally. But when you have a potent, powerful force like the president of the country, working through a minister he appointed, who doesn't share any blame whatsoever, that's my theory of the case. There's no rigor and critical thinking in Nigerian domain, public domain, over the Wike matter. Wike this, Wike that. For what purpose? He didn't send himself. We have decisions saying that if a bird is dancing on the wayside, the drummer is in the bush. If a father tells his son, go rob for me or steal from me, he don't go with stead. You break down the doors and the windows. You batter through. So the minister is battering through for his president. It is his alter ego. Dr. Abati, you were in a briefing with the president. I don't know whether it was you or somebody else asked the question. He had a relationship with this minister and his behavior and conduct. He said, I dropped my heart for him. You know that the president is yielding grant on Wike. He's simply saying, he's my political son. I appointed him. He's doing my will. Why can't we today resolve using this platform to let the minister be and focus where we should focus? The president and his team who sent the minister forth. If he could cage the minister and say, come to me in APC, work with me and re-elect me and leave PDP alone, the party will have no problem beginning from today or tomorrow. That is simply the matter. There's nothing the party will do or ADC will do or Labour will do on their own. And by going public the way we are doing now, we are sensitizing the people, deepening their consciousness of the matter and saying, hello, smell the coffee. Wike may be abrasive and noisy and so on, but he's not doing so for the sake of being abrasive and noisy. He's doing so with the specific mandate of the president.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, Professor Udenta. You shared some very important points around your analysis of what's happening with the PDP at the moment. We always look forward to your conversations and we look forward to the next one.